Hello. Welcome back to my studio. I have found a treasure among treasures. I found this wonderful book on super sale. And of course, this beautiful rose almost dropped me to my knees. But that's nothing compared to what is inside. So, I decided that I might be seriously considering turning this into an altered book, as I really believe that for me, art brings me joy. Roses of this magnitude of beauty bring me joy. And through altering a book, I am able to provide myself with some inner joy and peace, not to mention sometimes small bits of time, or sometimes on a whole piece, real feelings of accomplishment. And that, after all, is what the purpose of art is, as I understand it. Photographs by Fabio Petroni and text by Natalia Fedeli. It was published in 2012, and it weighs enough to take two hands to lift it up. It is also bound, tied and bound. Not often that one sees thread in the inside of a book. And if you look very carefully, you can see that it is just a very lovely, high quality book that must have been meant for me, because I would shudder to tell you how inexpensive this book was. I marked some things that I thought I'd share with you. The frontispiece. These two people, Fabio and Natalia, certainly understand how to get the attention of anyone who loves roses and art. Is this not exquisite? Because of the size of the book, one really gets to see all of the veins and color variations on these roses. Double spreads, frequently with no words. The roses are their own words. The roses speak for themselves. How many shades of color up into this lightest yellow. Another double spread, this time with leaves in the background, and they are dulled out so that you are really focusing on this yellow-green rose. And that is a jade rose, a single sheet, a close-up view of the back of a rose, and then this loveliness. And this goes all through this book. Isn't this exquisite? My. If I were really trying to do this myself, I would wonder how I would get This I would have to make a warm grayed color with a little touch of green. Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. And I'll give you a quick look as I go through. Shades upon shades of white roses, and all the variety, and the beautiful negative area in the back here, to very, very dark, so that this petal on this rose stands out, pops right out. And as you can see, if you will look quite closely, the Tide signature. Love it, love it, love it. Now, those of you who know me know that there is something about leaves and stems that make me crazier than usual. And so I was so tickled when I was going page through page in this book for the very first time that I saw this absolutely lovely double spread in which the leaves and stems are studied to the point that you can see the little fibrous hairs on the stems of the rose. And here, another example of a single page spread, and with the peach tones in this very deeply warm rose. I see this with a lot of new gamboge, were I to be trying to paint this, and then this bit of happiness and sunshine. Let's see what we can find here. This, the very close-up back of rose petals. And here, a single rose and a single spread. Pink Finesse. My two very favorite colors. Pinks, various shades of green, but if you look very, very closely, the edges of these petals contain just a touch of an apricot color. Lovely. And then this for depth and beauty. Latin traits. And the back. The cover. And this cover page just as lovely as the flowers within this just gorgeous book, which just makes me want to think about how, oh, my. Look at that. You can almost feel the velvety bracts that cover the bud on that rose. All the various varieties of color and the different look of the different petals that go with this particular variety. Now, purple lavender roses are not, I have to be honest, my very favorite, but I've never met a rose that I didn't love unconditionally. But this one, if I had to put them in order, would probably be down a little bit down on the list. Ah, look at that, stems and thorns. I missed this, I would have shared it with you. The colors from the flower can usually be found, believe it or not, in the thorns. And how many times as a little girl I got my hands and arms cut on those puppies. So as you can imagine, when I saw this book, I said, well, this is going to go home, Lover's Rose, that this is going to go home with me, and I'm going to enjoy playing either a little bit or a lot on any given single sheet or spread. And I hope you will enjoy, because I will certainly be sharing the adventure with you. So this was my first show and tell for today. And another one. Whoa, this is a heavy book. This next bit of show and tell oil pastels. I found these at Hobby Lobby, a 40% coupon. I did some swatching to get some idea, and I put the colors in an order that I was interested in having them, so that when I work, I can keep these boxes like this and get an idea of the different shades that I will be working on. I'm going to put some packing tape over these bits so that they don't smudge. But these are my new find, and I do love oil pastels. I do love using them. I know that some people shy away from them, but I love the fact that they're so tactile after you use them and rub them in, and you smudge your hands and you smudge the colors together, and they blend, and they're absolutely lovely. I know that there are many that are so much better than this. This is at the very least student grade, but at $15 less 40%, I have a lot more colors in the green family, and in the red family, you'll notice not too many yellows, only 4 of them, quite a few blues, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades in the purple family. I'm looking forward to using these and to seeing how they work in comparison to the other brands that I have. You will be seeing those shortly. And this is my last share for today. I found this in an antique mall in Mobile, Alabama. And I just love ledgers, old ones that have been used, that have been written in. And this one certainly is. Lists of names, and from December 20th, 1910, payments of $1 or 50 cents by certain people. This one is by Eugene C.O.O. Kuby, F. and Peck, William Peck. This book is also, oh my goodness, this one's back in 1905. And here, oh, isn't this going to be lovely to work on? And there again, the vendor who's had these either didn't know or didn't care. Now, I have to admit, having dealt with antiques in the past, this is a canvas ledger. So if this ledger had been leather, the only leather here is here, and this is leather. The only corner embellishments, if this whole thing had been leather, this ledger probably would have run about $125 to $150. But because this is canvas, and maybe this dealer didn't know, didn't appreciate, didn't care, or wanted to see the back of it, it was just a minuscule bit in comparison. So I found this one, another one just like this one with minutes of meetings, and I thought, let me have this because I'm just loving the idea of working on a page like this. And then I thought that I might be considering opening an Etsy shop, and I would have no problem whatever in sharing a few of these pages with people who might be interested. And if you would be, please do let me know what you think about this, because I'm a great believer in the joy that I get in finding these goodies, but I also am a great believer in passing them on to those of you who might enjoy having a group of sheets. So please do let me know about that idea of an Etsy shop. Well, that's it for today. My rose altered book project, my ledger, and oil pastels, all things that make me happy. I hope that you have enjoyed my browse through these goodies, and if you have, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Please leave a comment, share with a friend, and subscribe to my channel. I would certainly appreciate that. I've also noticed that YouTube now, next to the subscribe button, has a little bell-shaped doohickey, and I understand that if you press that also, that will let you know any time that I put on a new video on my channel. So that might be something that you might be interested in doing or not. But thank you for sharing. I'll be visiting you soon. In fact, I'm going to be starting a new project in just a little bit. I think I'm going to have a cup of tea and get set up and begin to work on a new project. Thank you for joining me. Bye now.